Welcome back to Enter Cheat Code, and today we have a very exciting video for you, and that is discussing our top most memorable gaming moments of all time. I have my great host, Izzy, the host of 4 Nerds, 1 Podcast, joining me today. Let's just jump right in. So, I'm gonna kickstart it off if that's right with you.
Okay.
And the first gaming moment I'm going to choose as a moment that stuck with me forever, that is Walking Dead Season 1 by Telltale Games. You play as Lee, you're invested in this character, and you essentially adopt Clementine in this post-apocalyptic world. And you are a flawed individual, like most of us can relate to, but you do your due diligence in taking care of this child, fostering her up, building her up, and you connect with this character. And at one point you get the bite, and you're no longer playing as Lee. I'm getting like goosebumps right now, like I'm just like emotional, like I'm flooding in. Alright, and she has to decide, am I going to leave this father figure to turn? Or will I put him out of his misery? And Lee's like, do what you gotta do. And I'm just like, no, that's tough. Time that I actually cried during a game. Like, I'm not an emotional person. I teared up, cried during a game. Like, that disturbed me. It bothered me. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
Like The Last of Us, the opening is one of the strongest openings in video game history. The ending is one of the worst endings. Like, it hits you in the chest. Like, not low quality bad, but like one of the worst experiences.
I think you actually might be right about the opening. And now everyone can come like, no, Metal Gear Solid was so cinematic. But no, I get what you're saying. As far as openings and getting you invested, like, how could they get you? How could they get me so invested in Sarah, a character that all I did was walk around the house, get some keys, how did they get me so invested to the point that I was in tears at her death?
It's 10 minutes, 13 minutes, if that, of like gameplay. Bruh, it's... The Last of Us opening has like whatever the storytelling equivalent of MSG is, dude. I'm not emotional. I've cried in exactly one video game. And it'll come
I hope that's on your list. That's all I'm about to say. If that's not on your list, and we're doing this whole video, like, you're about to let people down the door.
It's gonna come up. But I've cried exactly one video game. And
if it's Kingdom Hearts, I'm gonna judge you hard, but don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. I want the viewership. I want the engagement and the watch time. No chapters. We ain't having chapters for y'all.
You just gotta sit here and wait. Right now, I'm gonna do my list all out of order because you don't know what's going on. Man, but the investment that the game pulls out of you so early. You know, and it contextualizes the entire universe. You know, experiencing that, hey, you thought this was gonna be a hero story. You thought the army was gonna show up and save the day.
Nah.
And the army did what the army's gotta do. I was in the army, you know, and I'm not saying I'd have done it, but I definitely know dudes who would have because those are your orders, and if people don't follow orders, people die.
I don't think I could do it.
I don't think I can do it. So I'm not in the army.
I don't think I couldn't do it.
I'm pretty sure I couldn't do it, but I guess it depends.
I could never ever sacrifice my integrity for anybody, any corporation, for any greater good. And it's justified. No.
All right, Joel.
Bro. No. Alright, so let's move on. Alright.
You might not know this one. Dot hack infection. So you roll into this dungeon, you got the boys with you, it's all good. You meet this NPC in this white robe, and you're like, that's kind of weird. I'll deal with that later. Because the first dungeon's a church. Right? Like, that's strange. And then you fight this glitched, invincible enemy.
You're done for.
You can't do any damage.
But you don't even know it's one of those boss battles that you're supposed to like lose.
Yeah. All you know is you're like, hey, I'm doing the same things. The name doesn't even come up. The name is just like a couple of letters, some percentage marks, like
missing number from Pokemon, like trying to catch Mewtwo.
It's like, what the shit, dude? You know, and then like you get data drained and you lose all of your levels and stuff.
Yes.
Oh man. So good. Like, you're talking about instances where you felt helpless in games. This is a different kind of helpless. Oh, I'm just gonna die now?
I respect that, but I'm about to drop one that I know you mess with.
Okay.
So here's the thing. You know, I'm old. And most of y'all are old because my analytics say we're between 25 and 34. So y'all in the stages of your life where you're buying houses, having kids, doing, financial investments for your future. And we got heavy decisions to make. But you know that the weight of those decisions that I just mentioned felt the same way as this decision back and forth 5th grade as a young child. Choosing your starter Pokemon.
Bro.
Yeah. Bro, as a kid, no decision carried more weight than choosing your starter Pokemon.
And you came to school?
Yes.
You really picked the right starter cast with Roshi. Had to be ready to defend Squirtle's honor.
Nobody cared about the size of your bank account. Who you chose as a starter Pokemon was a defining moment.
I played the first 2 Pokemon games, but I played them after I played Ruby Sapphire because I couldn't own.
Despicable.
My life is hard, man. It's not up to me.
We're about to get
It's not up to me. Yeah, man. So my first starter choice, coming off of my love of Pokemon stuff, my love of Digimon, rolling into Ruby Sapphire, because I think I beat Crystal before that, but I was borrowing the game.
I don't know if we can be friends anymore, knowing that you didn't start with Red and Blue.
I didn't have Red and Blue money.
You see how much this matters? I'm willing to destroy and end this friendship, knowing that he didn't go in sequential order.
Yeah, no, and I'm sorry. I played Gold, Silver.
Alright, Gold and Silver, best Pokemon lineup of all time for me. Gold and Silver over the original 150.
Ruby Sapphire for me.
Alright, so drop one for me.
Nail biting, controller snapping fury. More than it is this hit me in the heart.
So memorable moment for Ray.
The last level, before you get into the boss Redux on Mega Man 8, you're on the snowboard. And it's not only a jumping puzzle like Battletoads, it's not only a regular platform, you're not only killing enemies, but you also have to switch between and use your different Mega Man powers at different times to engage in different things.
Mm-hmm.
There was a section that I didn't realize that you had to use Mega Man's final move is Astro Crush, where he jumps in the air, freezes in midair, and summons meteors. Where I didn't realize that if you use that at the end, you could float over the last jump that was almost too long to make.
Yeah, those Mega Man platforms are hellacious.
Weeks.
Mega Man 11 was brutal for me.
Weeks of my
and I love
young
Mega
time.
Man. It's brutal. Alright, so I'm gonna drop a moment for my PS2 gamers here that has stuck with me forever. We're talking on grand scale. The first time you scale a beast in, say the game because you know what I'm talking about. Shadow of the Colossus. T-Mico, the first time you see, because boss battles were not on that scale before that game, and you see that, and you interact with that, and you get on the ankle, and you realize how small and insignificant you are.
You're like,
and
how am I supposed to do this?
You need to conquer this gargantuan. That was just a jaw-dropping moment for me as a young child.
Dude, same. And to get deep slightly, as a kid, I super felt isolated. I felt alone. That was one of the things I had to grapple with. So I got into anime and video games. And to play a video game where that particular feeling is the feeling they're trying to convey, it was almost cathartic, for me as a teenager to be maybe I can tackle big stuff too.
I can see that. I can see it, that relation there. For me, we're getting in the feels today. God of War 2018.
Yeah.
But there's a specific moment.
Okay.
So, I'm getting the feels. It was Kratos getting the blades of chaos again.
On that boat?
It's
on the river?
I know what it means to feel like a flawed individual, broken, and to feel like I need to be better. Yeah. But being better feels against your nature.
Yeah.
It's something actively, consciously you need to put effort to, because you don't feel you're a good person naturally.
Yeah.
So you need to like fake it till you become it.
Yeah.
So like Kratos is trying
I buried this part of myself because I didn't think it was good. But it turns out I need this part of myself to evolve and grow. Yep.
Yeah, Kratos is like, I want to be a better man, a better father, better than the gods, the Olympians. And it's like having to face that old you and accept it. And like the aggression of it was just like
because you had to
rebind him, and it's like knowing what those things meant and having to face his demons to become, and that I guess I didn't really think about it like that, but it's like he buried the blades of chaos. He ran from the man he was. He never once
he didn't accept
faced it. And like you can't just
put it in a box,
run away from your problems and ignore them in life. Like you need to accept them, you need to face them, you need to understand like that's a part of you. Like if you want to be a better person, like you need to face the old you. And just like that moment just like related. I'm just like, man, like wow.
It's just about to use that.
Yeah, for real, for real. What about you?
Kingdom Hearts 1.
Oh god, if this is the game.
It is the game.
Listen, the Pokemon Red and Blue thing was strike one. But if this is the game this man told me he cries in, then the friendship's over. That's it.
Check it out. This is the last time I'm coming on the channel, apparently, guys. Come see us, Sport Nerds 1 podcast. All the links will be in the description.
Sniping the subs. Let's hear. I mean, I love Kingdom Hearts too, but let's hear what you got to say.
So I'm gonna give you some context. Okay. I'm me, but I'm real small. I'm not allowed to go do anything. I'm not allowed to watch TV. I had a horrible childhood, man. My family didn't like my mom, so they didn't talk to her. So I didn't have any family. My parents got divorced early. My mom wouldn't let my dad talk to me. It was just me and library books, bro. That's how I like survived my childhood, okay? Finally get a PlayStation 2. My dad gets me one for Christmas. One of the first games I buy, Kingdom Hearts, right? That ending scene where you think you made it, you think you did the job. Kingdom Hearts is light. You have saved the day. You are hanging out with Kairi, and y'all have to split up, and she floats away on that sand, and you have to let go of each other's hands, and the music drops, and Utada Hikaru sings to your soul. To have that experience, lonely kid, no family, it doesn't even work out for my favorite video game character, and you think I'm not gonna cry? Fun fact, that was the last time I cried in life.
I cry all the time.
Good, it's good for you. Dude should cry. I wish I could cry. I put that shit in the I Kratos shit, bro. At 11, I put that bitch in the box. No shit, man. I put it in the box.
Put the blades of chaos under the floorboard.
Son, I was like, man, I'm sad. I'm never being sad again.
I'm
never crying, never being sad, man. You know what? It's never.
By the way, guys. Therapy.
Therapy is good. Please go there. I'm going to therapy now. In therapy. If you're, appointment tomorrow.
If you're a man, like therapy, like this is therapeutic, but like therapy,
for real. Jokes
aside, like do it. If you feeling something, do it.
This pod's sponsored by BetterHelp.
Alright. So man, I didn't think it was gonna go this route. Animal Crossing.
Okay.
For the Switch.
Okay.
And I know people will roast me for this. I've never played an Animal Crossing in my life. Lame, stupid, baby garbage, wannabe Tamagotchi trash is the perception I had of it.
Yeah.
But being trapped indoors in 2020, and I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to get pinged for it, but we all know what I'm talking about. Yeah. That isolation, working from home, caring for, at my time, 2 daughters, and like just feeling trapped.
Yeah.
And picking up this game simply because everyone was on the hype about it.
Yeah.
And having an island escape.
Real
Bro, I shamefully sunk 400 hours into my island. Like I took, and I time traveled. But I took so much pride in my village. Having that escape, having that sanctity and that peace while the world feels like it's burning all around you, and taking the pride in creating something and having this escape, like for mental health, that game probably did more for my mental health than I can even probably fathom.
Yeah.
So that game will stick with me forever.
That's huge.
So we'll keep it moving. So a defining moment that has stuck with me forever, bro, was Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X, there's so many moments, so I'll hit them fast. But number one, I had never ever seen a game that graphically looked like that. In fact, no one had, because nothing had ever looked so good in the year 2001 as Final Fantasy X. We went from sprites to these characters, and it was in voices. So a couple moments that stuck with me forever, other than number one, the graphical prowess of that. Like my eyes melted. Graphics, the scene in Final Fantasy X where you're grinding down the rails to stop the wedding was like nothing I had ever seen. Like it's seared into my brain. Another moment was the Titus Unit kiss. And just like, you were like,
right after you finished fighting Sephiroth, and they float in the river.
Yes, I was just like, dang, that's what love looks like. I'm trying to get me a dose of that, though.
Oh, man.
So that scene.
Oh, that Titus and Yuna love.
Man, I sound like a crybaby here, but
it'll do it to you.
The scene where Yuna is on the airship, she goes to hug Titus, and she goes through him, and you're just like, no. He's a dream, that scene, and then you see him come behind her and just hold her. I'm like, nah, man, no. That hit me forever. Like, I will always remember. Final Fantasy X is probably one of the greatest games
all time
ever made.
It's my favorite Final Fantasy by far. And then the worst part is like, every major cutscene in Final Fantasy X is a heater. The end of Xanarkand. You think everything's fine, you think you're on a great day, you get ripped into sin and thrown thousands of years into the future, where everyone you know and love is dead. You know, summoning the Aeons, clearing the cloister of trials, the sending. When she sends everybody to the far plane, just before you get to Besaid, or not Besaid, Bevelle, just before you get to Bevelle, that island town that gets decimated, and she has to send all these people's loved ones, dude. Yeah, just like walking on the water.
10 was an emotional roller coaster for a young child.
Facts, man. That might have been parental guidance needed. Sheesh, dude. Okay, so I'm gonna lighten it up, son. This is a huge one for me. The opening festival run in Forza Horizon 1.
You brought a racing game to my channel?
Yes.
Alright, guys.
We're already not friends. I can do whatever I want now.
Don't skip. There's more good stuff coming. Let's hear it.
Alright,
let's hear it.
Check it out. I'm a huge car guy. You know this. To be a huge car guy, to have, because Forza Horizon 2011 or something like that, right? To just be getting into house music, EDM is blowing up. It's pretty much a new genre. It's starting to divorce itself from dubstep as a concept to move out of the hot in Fortnite's tuner show scene into these big sprawling festivals where you get to listen to music and hang out with your friends. And you get in this car and you pull up in this like $1 million vehicle and the music is pumping. You drive across this ridge. There's this huge, beautiful landscape. And the game goes, hey, you have like 30 seconds to get there. Figure it out.
Yeah.
And then turns on the music. Porter Robinson is huge.
I'm off the road already. I'm smashing through trees, not caring about
get there. We don't care. We gotta get there.
Nothing matters. I'm getting there.
Dude, language is bumping. It's starting to pump up, and then just as the music drops, you hit this crest, and you see these lights and these fireworks from the Verizon Festival, dude. Huge. Absolutely huge. And they try to do the same sort of thing with every Forza Horizon, but it's never going to be the first one. It's really like the best opening to a racing game with any semblance of story, if you could call it that, I've ever experienced. It was huge, it was engaging, and immediately let me know what I was in for the rest of the time.
Yeah. No, I feel you. It was definitely an experience. So we're just going to cap it off with this last one. There's one gaming moment that is probably, I dare you to deny this, undeniably probably the single greatest moment in gaming history.
There's a lot of statements.
Yeah, I'm ending this on a bombshell. The closest thing we have ever seen to to world peace. In fact, the events of 2020
Ooh.
were a result of this.
I'm not going to agree with you. I know what you're about to say too.
Pokemon Go. Yo, hold on. He left. This man left. Pokemon Go in 2016 was the closest thing to world peace we have ever seen. The world was not ready for it. The level of people that came together. If you had your phone out in public, it was a gaming phenomenon like no other.
Yeah.
If you had your phone out, they'd be like, yo, are you playing Pokemon Go?
Damn right I'm playing.
Bro,
Pokemon
nobody was embarrassed to play Pokemon Go. Like, people were out. People were rushing. They'd be like, yo, it's a Charizard. People would be running across the street. Man, the feeling, friends that I made, like the excitement of seeing your childhood become your augmented reality. There was nothing like that moment. Nothing brought people together like Pokemon Go. Bro, gaming is a negative just hobby. People are nasty. No, everybody was all loving each other when Pogo came out back in 2016.
Pokemon Go might be the single greatest gaming disappointment I have ever experienced.
Maybe that's so. Maybe we had all these expectations for it, but that doesn't take away the level of impact societally, globally that Pokemon Go had.
Just because a thing is accessible does not mean it's good.
It was good.
At one point, buildings were made of asbestos.
I don't care. It was good.
We used to put lead in all the
This
paint.
friendship's dumb. This is
Chico, we used to put lead in all the paint.
this guy's on like strike 4.
Good.
See, notice how when he left, I didn't call him back. I just kept it
No, I'm
running.
out for real. I'm out. I can't be anywhere.
Yo, guys, I hope that you could relate to some of these epic gaming moments because this video was most certainly fun to make. Gaming is an just amazing art form and an amazing medium, and I love gaming. I'm a lifelong gamer, will always be a gamer, and it's just the most pure art form to ever exist because it encompasses every art form there is out there, but has the added impact of interactivity. So, thank you for being with me today at Enter Cheat Code. Make sure you check out 4 Nerds, 1 Podcast, link down below. Always remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Until next time.